灵感电台。
欢迎大家收听本期灵感电台。本期节目我们邀请到了一位中德混血音乐人LIA，凭借着朗朗上口的流行旋律和可爱坚韧的朋克态度与造型，LIA一度风靡互联网，在去年更是担任 Doja Cat 的巡演嘉宾。那么接下来让我们有请LIA跟大家打个招呼吧。
朋友们，大家好。Hello friends of QQ Music, I'm LIA and welcome to this episode of 灵感电台。
QQ 音乐的朋友们，大家好，我是LIA，欢迎来到这期的灵感电台。
从一开始接触音乐到去创作音乐，其中的契机和历程是怎么样的？可以跟听众分享一下你的故事吗？
I was born in a very creative, artistic and multicultural family. Both of my parents are painters. My mom is from Germany and my dad is from China. So I'm mixed, and since I'm born, I was always surrounded by art and music. I always loved singing. While I see visual art more of something of your brain and your mind and your eyes, I think music comes from your heart. Music is where the magic happens.
我出生在一个具有创造力和艺术气息的多元文化家庭，我的父母都是画家，我妈妈是德国人，我爸爸是中国人，所以我是混血。从我出生开始，我就在艺术和音乐的包围中长大。我一直都很喜欢唱歌，我觉得视觉艺术更多的是和你的大脑、思想还有眼睛联动，而音乐则是发自内心的。
I have a strong vision for my visuals and brand, but when I do music, it's something I cannot even describe how it happens, because it's like you're sitting and you let the stream of consciousness melt away your mask and layers and let yourself become vulnerable. It's something raw and magical, and for me I think it's an outlet for my most important feelings. I think also because on how you consume music, you know, if you see art or movies, you see it for your eyes and your brain has to process it and you have some thoughts, but music are vibration, and vibrations you can feel. You cannot defend yourself. Basically, they go in your ears, and you can feel them with the body, and it's a way more. It's like a very different consumption of art.
音乐是奇迹。我做视觉效果或是做品牌时都会有一个明确的构想，但当我做音乐时，我没办法描述它们是如何发生的。就像是你坐在那里，意识开始流动，逐渐融化你的面具和表层，露出脆弱的内在，这是一种原始而神奇的感觉。对我来说， 我觉得音乐是我一些重要情感的宣泄。我觉得这也取决于你怎么感受音乐。比如视觉艺术或者电影，你先是用眼睛看，然后你大脑会处理你观看到的信息，并产生想法。但音乐是一种震动，一种无法抵御的震动，它们侵入你的耳朵，你的身体可以真切地感受到它们。这和视觉艺术的感受不太一样。
你的曲风非常多元，从 hip hop 到电子 punk， 你称之为的 baby punk，非常的丰富。你是怎么挖掘自己的创作风格的？有特别的音乐偏好吗？
Your genre is very diverse from hip-hop, electronic to punk. You call it baby punk, very rich. How did you develop your own creative style? Do you have a particular music preference? I think like a lot of people from our generation, I'm not very focused on genre. I make a song, like I try with the sound and the identity of sound, I try to make the song the best it is, and I'm trying more to create a vibe and a feeling. For example, I love guitars because they're so raw and authentic. They're very direct and full of feelings, and they can be played and used in so many different ways. You can have the ballad and very emotionally acoustic guitar with nylon strings, very soft, or a super wrong pop guitar, and same with the lyrics. I don't know, I think first there's a song, there's a soul, and then the genre or the sound kind of follows the vibe and the story. And what happens kind of happen. I love punk, the idea of punk, because it's very direct. It's like the fearlessness of falling and being a magnificent failure. And in general, in music or in life or art, I just don't want to hide myself. So I think lyrics, strong melodies, and storytelling comes first, and then the sonic identity follows. So I love, for example, Radiohead, Prodigy, Evanescence, and Radiohead, shoegaze, punk, Lana Del Rey, Chris Isaac, Goldie. Like there's a lot of, like I just love artists, I love music, but I don't like to put things into a box, basically.
我觉得我们这一代人都不太注重音乐类型什么的。做歌的时候，我会尝试不同的声音的特性，试图把这首歌做到最好。我更多的是想创造一种氛围和感觉。例如，我很喜欢吉他，因为它们原始且真实，非常直接又充满感情，还可以用很多不同的方式来演奏。可以用尼龙弦的吉他来创作感性的民谣，也可以用一个弦非常柔软、超级错误的流行吉他，歌词也是同样的。我不是很清楚，但我想首先得要有一首歌，有一个灵魂，才会有流派、声音、氛围和故事的这些后续。事情发生了就是发生了。我喜欢朋克，因为朋克的理念非常直接，不惧怕跌倒。真的跌倒的话，那就让失败来得更猛烈些吧。总的来说，无论是在音乐、生活还是艺术中，我都不想隐藏自己。我觉得歌词、强烈的旋律还有故事性是最重要的，然后才是声音的特性。所以我喜欢 Radiohead, The Prodigy, Evanescence, shoegaze, punk, Lana Del Rey, Chris Isaac 等等。 我喜欢很多艺术和音乐，但我不太喜欢一一列举它们。
你的大热单曲 I'm a Moth 登上了 Spotify 的 Punk Unleashed 的封面，感受怎么样呢？这首歌非常有趣，你的形象和整首歌都很特别，似乎有一种找不到归属青少年的情绪。这首歌当时是怎么创作的？你是怎么想到飞蛾这个概念的？你的飞蛾服装又是怎么找到的呢？
Your hit single I'm a Moth was on the cover of Spotify's Punk Unleashed. How do you feel? The song is very interesting. Your image and the whole song are very special. It seems like there's a feeling of teenage emotion that cannot be attributed. How was the song created at this time? How did you come up with the concept of moth? How did you find your moth costume? Moth is a very raw song. I wrote it while I was in Bali, and I have been sick for like 2 months. I don't know why, but I struggled a lot with my health. And I was writing a lot of depressed, sad songs like City of Tears, and I felt quite isolated because I was so stuck. And I got so frustrated that one time I was like, oh, fuck it, I don't want to sing those soft little cute songs anymore. I want to be punk, I want to be strong, I want to be fierce. And I took my guitar and strummed in some little chords and stroked the guitar as hard as possible and screamed out the lyrics. And it kind of happened naturally, but after thinking about it, I'm a Moth, I think, is a very personal song. It's about my own story of being half Chinese, half German, and never feeling belonging anywhere, like either in Germany or China. I always felt quite alienated and I never fit in anywhere, and I felt like I couldn't fulfill the expectations of my dad, and it was just very hard. Like I when I had this idea of and this feeling of what I want to become, it's very hard to be noticed. And especially in Germany, there was a lot of racism, and I was never chosen because I was not the person they were looking for. So from a very young age, I learned that I have to pick and choose myself and not to wait for someone else to choose me. And this song is about this, about the frustration, about feeling not visible, about wanting attention, about wanting to be a pop star, and all those raw feelings mixed with everything. It's just very raw, and Moth was the thing which resonated with me the most. You know, you can be a butterfly, you can be a moth, but you cannot change who you are. You cannot change who you are, you can only accept who you are and love yourself for who you are. And it's much better to be hated for what you are than to be loved for what you're not. So that happens.
I'm a Moth 是一首非常原始的歌曲，这首歌是我在巴厘岛时写的。那时我大概病了2个月，我不知道为什么，但我在我的健康问题上斗争了很久。我写了很多像 City of Tears 这样压抑悲伤的歌曲，我感到非常孤独，像是被深深地困住了。我觉得非常沮丧。有一次我想，去他的，我再也不想唱那些软绵绵的可爱歌曲了，我想变得朋克，变得坚强，变得凶狠。于是我拿起吉他，弹了几个小和弦，然后拼命扫弦，大声地唱出了歌词，一切就这样自然而然地发生了。现在回过头来看， I'm a Moth 是一首非常私人的歌曲，这首歌讲述的就是我自己的故事。我有一半中国血统，一半德国血统，但在任何地方都没有归属感。无论是在德国还是在中国，我都有一种疏离感，无法融入任何地方。同时我又觉得自己没有办法满足父亲的期望。 这种状况挺艰难的。当我有那种想要成为怎么样的人的想法的时候，通常很难被人注意到，尤其是在德国，种族歧视非常严重。我从来没有被选中过，因为我不是他们要找的人。因此，从很小的时候起，我就知道必须自己选择，而不是等着别人来选择我。所以这首歌是关于挫败感的，关于不被关注，但想要赢得关注，关于想要成为流行巨星的，所有这些深色的、不加修饰的感觉混杂在一起。这首歌非常的真实，飞蛾是最能引起我共鸣的东西。你可以成为蝴蝶，也可以成为飞蛾，但你无法改变你自己，你只能接受真实的自己，爱自己。因为做自己而被憎恨，总比不做自己而被爱要好得多。
The Moth costume is custom made by my best friend Clara Colette Miramon, and I immediately, whenever the song, I had this idea of me having a Moth costume, which is inspired by a 1920s costume, vintage fashion, and costumes I would wear as a child when I did ballet. And I just draw a little stupid sketch and send it to my friend, and she made it for me. 5. We also saw that you made a lot of funny short videos in Moth suits. Very interesting. How did you come up with the idea of making such a short video? Are there any interesting experiences and stories behind it? I think the Moth is a funny character and part of myself. She wants to be noticed, she wants to be in the light, she wants to be a rock star, but she is clumsy and imperfect, like me, kinda. She tries to be in that world, she wants to be seen, but in the end she is just a failure after a failure after a failure. And it's kind of being like a sad joke, but also being punk and not being, it's like basically the idea of punk, not being afraid to fail and to be a magnificent failure.
然后飞蛾的服装是我最好的朋友为我定做的。当我对这首歌有一个构思的时候，我立刻就想到要有一套飞蛾的服装。它的灵感来自于上世纪20年代的复古时装和我小时候跳芭蕾舞时穿的服装。我只是画了一张潦草的草图，然后发给我的朋友，他就帮我做了。我觉得飞蛾是一个很有趣的角色，也是我自己的一部分。他希望被关注，希望出现在聚光灯下，成为摇滚明星，但他笨拙也不完美，就像我一样。他尝试融入那个世界，想被人看见，但最终他经历了一个又一个的失败，这就像是一个悲伤的笑话，但同时又很朋克。朋克不害怕失败，就算失败也要壮烈的失败。
Can anyone
在 Facebook 上看到你曾经作为 Doja Cat 4站巡演的暖场嘉宾，真是非常难得的机会。作为新人的你是怎么得到这次机会的呢？跟 Doja Cat 的巡演感受又怎么样呢？
It's a rare opportunity to see you as an opening guest of Doja Cat. How did you get this opportunity as a rookie? So this was so funny. Basically, I texted Yeti, who is her producer and was her manager at the time, and I saw them. They came to Berlin and Germany and Hamburg, and I was texting him like, oh, do you need support? I'm down. And then he wrote me a day later and was like, oh hey, our support just cancelled on us. Doja plays in 4 hours. You want to be the support? And I was like, yes. And then I did it, and I also got to Hamburg, and it was the greatest experience ever. Doja was so sweet, Yeti was so sweet, the whole team. She is amazing, and her fans and crowd was amazing. I had so much fun, and I never regretted to slide into Yeti's DMs. Like, if you have a dream, I would always recommend just to go for it. Like, you have to go for your chances, like, and if you want to do something, you have to believe in it.
这个过程其实很有趣，我给 Yeti 发消息了，他是 Doja 的制作人，也是他当时的经纪人。我看到他们来到了柏林还有汉堡巡演，我就试探地问他们是否需要开场嘉宾，我已经准备好了。过了一天，他回复我说，嘿，我们的开场嘉宾放鸽子了，而 Doja 在4个小时后就要登台演出了，你想上场吗？我立刻就答应了，然后我就去了，还去了汉堡。这是我有生以来最棒的经历。 Doja 也很可爱， Yeti 也很贴心，他们整个团队都很棒，简直太赞了。他的粉丝和观众也非常棒，我玩得很开心，也很开心得到了他们的认可。如果你有梦想，我建议你去追逐，抓住一切机会。如果你想做成一件事，你就必须相信它。
Night Call 这首歌的视觉和 MV 非常有冲击力。曾经看到你接受采访的时候说，很喜欢自己在学校校服中湿透的样子。为什么会喜欢这样的形象？又是因为什么而想到这样的视觉形象呢？
The visuals and music video of the song Nightfall are very impactful. I saw you say in an interview that you like the way you look wet in your school uniform. Why do you like this image, and why did you come up with this visual image? In general, I like school uniforms because it's a symbol of conformity, and personally I never fit the norm and I like to break it. So I think the setting with a school uniform, you see it also in a lot of animes. Like, this particular music video was inspired by Death Note, and a lot of animes happen in schools because it's relatable. Everyone went to school, everyone is in the norm, and it gives you a setting. And I thought it was like just more interesting, you know, if you do something relatable and then break out of the norm. That's what I'm interested in, to break from the norm, to not conform to conformity, but to break out of it and to defy any expectations. I think it's a very human thing to see a person and to judge them just by their look, but I traveled the world and I saw a lot of places, and a lot of people let me into their home spaces and families. So I saw so many cultures and so much love that I think it's very, very dangerous just to judge people and to put them into a box. I think the best thing to learn about others and yourself is to be open, obviously to listen to your guts so you don't get into dangerous situations, but to be open and to accept new things and to break free from the norm. I want people to feel that they don't have to conform and that they can love themselves for who they are. And if you do that, you will also find other people who love you for who you are. That's why I like the school uniform. And in general, Nightcall is a mixture between my Chinese heritage, like you see Chinese character, and Rio, who's like a Long, like a mixture between Long and human, and it's a fight between those two LIAs, this demon talking to normal LIA and then becoming and developing into something else.
总的来说，我喜欢校服是因为它是一种循规蹈矩的象征，而就我个人来说，我从不遵循规则，我喜欢打破常规。因此我认为校服是一个背景，你的很多敌人也来自于学校。比如这支 MV 的灵感来自于死亡笔记，很多敌人都是在学校里，这点很贴近生活。因为每个人都上过学，每个人都被规则约束着，这就是一个背景设定。我觉得如果你先做一些能引起共鸣的事情，然后再打破常规，就会更有趣。我感兴趣的点就是挑战常规，打破一致性，破坏人们的期望。我觉得通过一个人的外表来评判他是人类的惯性。但我周游世界，去过了很多地方，很多人邀请我走进他们的家、空间和家庭，我看到了很多不同的文化，还有那么多的爱。这让我觉得评判一个人，给他们归类、贴上标签是非常非常危险的。我觉得了解他人和自己的最好方式就是敞开心扉，听从自己的内心，这样你就不会陷入危险的境地。保持开放，接受新事物，打破常规。我希望大家感受到他们不必顺从任何东西，他们完全可以爱自己，因为他们就是他们自己。如果做到了这一点，你也会发现其他人会因为真实的你而爱你，这就是我喜欢校服的原因。总的来说， Nightcall 这首歌结合了我的中国血统。 MV 中的形象，龙和人类的混合体，就像是两个 LIA 之间的斗争和对话，他们之间的碰撞发展出了一些别的东西。
你很喜欢喝波霸奶茶吗？经常看到你出现在镜头里拿着一杯奶茶，而且还有一首作品叫做波霸波霸，非常有趣。
Do you like drinking boba milk tea? I often see you holding a cup of milk tea in front of camera, and there's also a work called boba boba, which is very interesting. I'm obsessed with boba. I have to admit it. Every day I drink at least 1 cup of boba. My to-go is Kombai. It's a Taiwanese brand, and I drink triple Q maracuja with tapioca and no sugar, and it's black tea with maracuja infused, and it's my absolute favorite. I cannot live without it. and I don't know, I like it, I love it, I'm obsessed.
我对波霸奶茶非常着迷，我每天至少要喝上一杯。我最爱喝的是一个台湾品牌，我喜欢百香果加红茶茶底加波霸，无糖，这是我的最爱。没有它我活不下去。我也不知道，我就是很喜欢，对这个东西很着迷。
还想聊聊你的个人成长经历，你是中德混血吗？从小在哪里长大的？会说几国语言？成都和德国在生活上有什么差别吗？目前最喜欢觉得最有家的感觉是哪座城市呢？未来你有想定居在哪座城市呢？
I'm interested in your identity and heritage. Some of your family is from Chengdu. What kind of connection do you feel to your Chinese heritage? Yes, my dad, 我爸爸是成都人. He's from Chengdu and he's a painter, and as a child we always went between Germany to Chengdu, and I also traveled a lot of China. After school I went to Shanghai, to Fudan 大学 for a year, and I went to Zhuhai, Yunnan, Chongqing, Beijing. Like we always went to China and traveled a lot, and China always was this very different place from Germany. Both of cultures are so different and interesting. I always got absorbed in basically both. I identify as, how can I say, yes, German Chinese. I have a strong feeling to and connection to both places. They're similar and very different at the same time. I think both Germans and Chinese have really strong work ethics and drive and work really hard. While in Germany we had more like a modest lifestyle, and I experienced a lot of racism, but also a lot of freedom to explore and to be independent. While in China there's a lot of competition, but also a lot of appreciation of who I was. So I think in both countries I learned something else about myself and the people, and yeah, I have very strong roots there. I really miss my dad, and I want to come and explore it in a different way, also by myself. Yeah. So I feel very strong connection, but sometimes I don't feel like I belong anywhere. What is the difference in perception between Chengdu and Germany? Which is your favorite city where you feel like home? Which city you want to live in the future? As I said, I don't feel like I belong anywhere. I don't feel like I belong in Germany, not Chengdu, not LA, not New York, not South America. I never felt like I belong anywhere. I'm never afraid to go somewhere, and I love and met a lot of beautiful people and made a lot of friends and all over the world. But I think the place you belong, you have to find within you, find in what you do and in your friends and people around you. Like I don't have a favorite place, but I have my favorite people, and that's enough for me.
两种文化不同，但都非常有趣。我总是被这两种文化所吸引。没错，我既有中国血统，又有德国血统。我对这两个地方都有强烈的感情和联系。它们既相似又非常不同。同时，我觉得德国人和中国人都有很强的道德感和进取心，工作都很努力。在德国，我们的生活方式比较朴素。我经历了很多种族主义，但也有很多自由、探索和独立的空间。而在中国，有太多的竞争，但也有很多人欣赏我。 所以我觉得在这2个国家都能帮助我了解自己和生活在那里的人们，我都有很强的联系。在德国，我真的很想念我的父亲，我也想自己去以一种不同的方式探索它。我对2个地方都有很深的链接感，但有时我又觉得自己不属于任何地方。我觉得要找到归属感，必须从内心深处去探寻，从你所做的事情中，从你的朋友和周围的人中去寻找。就像我没有最喜欢的地方，但我有最喜欢的人，这对我来说就足够了。
你能吃辣吗？最喜欢成都哪道美食？对成都的说唱文化有没有了解过？对此你个人的评价是什么？
Can you eat spicy food? Which Chengdu food do you like the best? Have you ever learned about rap culture in Chengdu? What is your opinion on this? Yes, I know that Chengdu is a very rich city. This is the same question I always got asked when I was as a child. We were always at Hotpa. I would go to dinners with my dad's friends, and the question would always be like, 你会吃辣的吗？哎呦，太可爱呀！ That was always a conversation. So I feel really reminded of being a child right now. Yes, I can eat spicy. I didn't grow up dipping my hot dogs in 辣的 or eat 火锅 every day, but my dad used to cook a lot for us when we were children, but he did more like home cooked food, 鸡蛋和 like tomato fried rice or the pork belly or a lot of dishes we cooked at home. And now I can eat a bit spicy, but I don't eat spicy every day. But I love 火锅. I have to eat it at least once each month. We have a great spot here, and I can't wait to go back and eat it. I want to learn, and yes, I haven't been so much in China as an adult, so I would love to experience the go out culture and modern culture, like rap, music, fashion. Like I read that China really developed in the past years, but I couldn't go because of COVID, and as a child I saw much more from the art world or from like traveling. I didn't experience so much the adult culture yet. I went to karaoke with my dad friends and that's it.
我知道成都是一个非常丰富的城市，这是我小时候经常被问到的问题。我和我爸爸的朋友去吃饭时，饭桌上总是被问，你会吃辣的吗？或者被夸，哎呦，太可爱了。这让我想起了小时候。是的，我能吃辣，但我不是每天都蘸着辣椒吃热狗，也不是每天都吃火锅。但是在我小的时候，我爸爸经常做饭给我们吃，不过他做的更多是家常菜，比如番茄炒蛋、炒饭、炒猪肉或者饺子，都是家常菜。现在我可以吃一点辣，但我不会每天都吃辣。我喜欢吃火锅，基本上每个月吃一次吧。成都有一家很棒的店，我已经迫不及待地想回去吃了。我成年后没怎么回去过，所以我很想体验一下当地的青年文化，比如说唱、音乐、时尚。就像我读到的，国内在过去几年里发展了很多，但因为疫情的原因我不能去。当我还小的时候，我更多的是从艺术或旅行中去了解中国。我长大后没有经历过太多的当地文化，我只是和我父亲还有叔叔们一起去唱过卡拉 OK， 仅此而已。
动漫对你的音乐创作和成长生活中有着怎样的影响呢？最近有在看动漫吗？ 最喜欢的动漫是哪一部？有机会的话，你会最想给哪部动漫做配乐插曲呢？
Have you been watching anime recently? What is your favorite anime? If given the chance, which anime would you most like to do the soundtrack for? I love anime. I have a huge anime list. Right now, my last favorite anime was Chainsaw Man. So I will read a little bit from my list. The classic, of course, Neon Genesis Evangelion, Death Note, Cowboy Bebop, classic movies, Akira, Paprika, Perfect, Blue, Ghost in the Shell, A Silent Voice, Your Name. Also all Ghibli productions, of course. Then for art style, Lane, Serial Experiment, Fooly Cooly, Angel's Egg, Nana, Dystopian, Ergo Proxy, Battle Angel, Angelita, Gore, Chainsaw Man, Parasite, Deadman Wonderland. For yokai culture, Dororo, Jujutsu Kaisen, Death Note, Chainsaw, Bleach. Shonen make me feel really good, like Brotherhood and Superheroes, Hunter x Hunter, Mob Psycho 100, Gintama, Full Metal Alchemist, Brotherhood, Demon Slayer, One Piece and Bleach. Time Travel, Erased, No Ins, Girls, Revolutionary Girl, Utana, Nana, War, Attack on Titan, Stupid but Fun. The Disastrous Life of Saiki K, Food Wars, Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, Skip Beat, Blue Exorcist, Mecha, Gurren Lagann, and Eureka 7, and more and more and more. So I love anime, but when I start watching, I cannot stop. And currently, I'm very busy with the release, but if you have any recommendations, let me know. I love to do soundtrack, I don't know, for Nana, for Chainsaw Man, for every anime. I can watch everything. I just don't like harem, but all the rest, if there's a good story, I'm down.
还有多罗罗、咒术回战、死神、少年漫画。我一直都很喜欢少年漫画，比如兄弟情谊和超级英雄，有全职猎人、陵南100%、银魂、钢之炼金术师 FA、鬼灭之刃、黑贼王和死神。关于时间旅行的有只有我不在的街道、少女革命、娜娜。战争的有进击的巨人，日常轻松的有齐木楠雄的灾难，青春期猪头少年不做怀梦少女的梦，华丽的挑战，青之驱魔师等等。我非常喜欢动漫，我一开始看就停不下来，但现在我正在忙着专辑发布，还没有空余的时间。如果你们有什么推荐的动漫，请告诉我。关于配乐的话，可能还是娜娜或者电锯惊魂吧，但其实每部动画我都好喜欢，我什么都看，但是就是不喜欢女英雄这类的主题，但其他的只要故事情节好，我都能接受。
如果未来有机会参演电视或电视剧，你希望是什么样的题材，以及希望参演的角色是怎样的？
If you can participate in a movie or TV series in the future, what kind of theme do you hope for? And what role you want to play? I want to play a badass supervillain. You know, girl who looks cute from the outside, but then she kills all her bullies or something. Or having superpowers. Or I don't know, be a delivery girl and bring out drugged pizza and because she's an assassin. I don't know, something fun. I'm down for everything.
如果未来能够参演电影或者电视剧，我想演一个坏蛋，超级反派，就是外表看起来很可爱的女孩，但她会杀死所有欺负她的人。她还会拥有超能力，或者演一个送外卖的女孩子， 带着被下了药的披萨，因为它是刺客之类的。只要是好玩的设定，最好有点反差，我都可以演。
你喜欢的音乐人有哪些？哪些音乐人在你的创作过程中对你产生了很深远的影响呢？
Who are your favorite musicians? Which musicians have influenced you a lot during your creative process? I love Lana Del Rey, Radiohead, Evanescence, Prodigy, Firewall, and I don't know, lots of other musicians. I love shoegaze and punk. Like the Sex Pistols have an interesting story. I'm not like the music also interesting, but it's not like I'm super influenced by them. Deftones. I don't know, there's a lot of music, and usually I get obsessed with one album or one track and I listen to it over and over and over. But I'm not sure if I think I was more influenced by anime than I was by music. Or maybe I just don't know. Do you have any goals? Or I think my favorite as musician for sure is Thom Yorke and Radiohead.
前面聊到了我很喜欢的一些音乐人，比如说 Lana Del Rey、Radiohead、王菲。其实很多其他音乐人我都不记得名字。我喜欢钉鞋和朋克，比如性手枪乐队的故事很有趣，他们的音乐也是，但并不是说我受他们的影响很大。我不知道怎么说，还有很多音乐，一般我迷上一张专辑或者一首曲子，会反反复复一遍又一遍的听。我也不太清楚，我觉得我受动漫的影响比受音乐的影响更大，但我最喜欢的音乐人肯定是Thom Yorke and Radiohead。
未来有什么音乐目标或演出计划吗？会去考虑尝试哪些新的音乐风格？
Do you have any music goals or performance plans in the future? What new musical styles would you consider trying? I really want to do a tour in Asia. I would love to perform in China, in Japan, in Tokyo, and in Taiwan, Hong Kong, Chengdu, Beijing, Shanghai, Chongqing, Singapore. I would love just to go on a tour in Asia, and I can't wait to put out my new EP. I think the style come naturally and they happen when they happen, so I might surprise you.
我非常想在亚洲巡演，我想在中国和日本演出，比如东京、台湾、香港、成都、北京、上海、重庆、新加坡。我很想带着我的新EP去亚洲巡演，我觉得风格是自然而然形成的，该发生时就会发生，所以我可能会让你大吃一惊哦。
接下来是分享歌曲的时间，感谢LIA。
灵感电台。
This is All I Think About Now by Pixies. It's a classic and it's timeless, a timeless classic. I think it really gives you the feeling for space and air. And you know when you have headphones in and you walk over the bridge and this song starts playing, you really feel that space and you feel like floating away. It has the special melancholy and I love the guitars. Like this guitar riff is iconic. I hope you enjoy it too. This is Bliss by Young Lean and FKA Twigs. I choose the song because I think it's a great collab. I love Young Lean and FKA Twigs, and I love this bass sample in the beginning by this post-punk band which is from the Soviet Union, and I love how the generation and times are mixed together and something classic got something fresh and new from those two new contemporary artists. So yeah, I really love this track.
All the shit I'm in, like the exorcist, I'm making heads spin again. Fresh. Lean deeper in the club, yeah, you found him in the back of the club when the lights go down. Sniffing glue and I'm seeing sounds. I'm really stuck here, I can't escape. Like a game where I can't escape. The city's still blue, yeah, like the summer was. Fucked up last summer, I can't get enough. It's still in my head like a sword cut. I can't explain.
Room 654. You said you meet me at the hotel.
Might be here now, but I'm gone in a bit. Lifestyle, kissing my soul, war in my head. Just going for a second better back from the dead. Going for a second better back from the dead. Going for a second better back from the dead.
Room 654, meet me at the hotel.
Meet me at the hotel.
Room 654, meet me at the hotel.
Meet me at the hotel.
This is Breathe by The Prodigy. The Prodigy, another iconic timeless band. I love the mix, I love this album. I actually have it on CD and I listen to it on my CD player. It's very good if you're angry and upset but you don't know about what or whom exactly. You just have this kind of tension in yourself, and if you put it on and you just walk or you run or you keep going, then at some point all the tension leaves your body, and yeah, you can hear yourself again, you can hear your thoughts, and I think it's a great song to let out all kind of emotion. This is Duet by Boa, which is also the title song of the anime Lane serial experiment. It's a very aesthetic late 90s, early 2000s anime, which is about the internet and everything what people dreamed the internet could be. I think it's very relevant again in our time with AI and everything. It's very nostalgic and futuristic at the same time, and this song was just perfect for it. The artwork, the story, the song both create such a masterpiece of anime which everyone should see. This is a song by the fictional band Lily Choo Choo. It's a band which actually not really exists. The music was made for the movie, the Japanese movie all about Lily Choo Choo, which I can totally recommend. And I love the vibe and the dreaminess and also the mystery of a band which doesn't actually exist. If you know what I'm talking about, we are all in the ether.
Gigante
This is No Love by Death Grips. It's brutal and aggressive and just full on energy and fury and anger and rawness and emotion. It's almost feral and I love it. It's not trying to please.
On it, leaning so hard you're ashamed. You can't dismiss the sick transmission, huffs your brain. Exhale your will and forget I ever knew you. Fuck do you do? Fuck a man with hips for Hulu. Racket snitch talking cue you. Corner pocket consume you. Too many hoes in my motherfucking meal. Asking if I know how my motherfucker feels. Motherfucker feels. Split them choke, flip them blow. Dead bitch flow, swollen gore, no remorse, navigate it. Of course I can make you scream, but if you ask for more, bullshit, matador, grab your floor, rip it, grab to a foot, you ramble while I check my phone. Who's next? Assassin roll, music drifts, I have no. Juices like you're on your ride, 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 you're on your ride. Flip it to learn the proper meaning of the beat down, madness, chaos in the brain. Let my blood flow, make my blood flow through you, man. You got no business questioning a thing. Flip it to learn the proper meaning of the beat down, madness, chaos in the brain. Let my blood flow, make my blood flow through you, man. You got no business questioning a thing. Flip it to learn the proper meaning of the follow what too much couldn't handle, eat up, feel, down low, spiral, staircase, winding your heel. Fuck it now, I can't quit, we'll never be the same. I got that attitude, you got no thing. I'm fit to hurt, you gives a fuck about the way I move. Wait, dark matter, flu state of consciousness, blue straight through. You won't do shit but beg me to do this again and again and again and again. Strangler, clutch, sine wave, deconstruct my way or no way. Banging, hey, making lust, loosen us, shake it up. Booyah, zero, bits made to be crushed. Came like what? Now you crave my touch. Flat busted on Broad Street, can't cup it. Say you wasn't lying, man. I done been done with time. Headhunter, fuck the bank, straight slang, rubber slang. Hit me, nuclear wind at my back. Smoking go dash at the photo mat. On my clap, can't trust them, never do. What it is? The meaning of the beat down, madness, chaos in the brain. Let my blood flow, make my blood flow through you, man. You got no business questioning a thing. If you don't know about the meaning of a big damn man, skills from the world, let my blood flow, let my blood flow through your vein. You got no business questioning a thing. If you don't know about the meaning of a big damn man, skills from the world, let my blood flow, let my blood flow through your vein. You got no business questioning a thing. If you don't know about the meaning of a
This is No Surprises by Radiohead. I absolutely love Thom Yorke. I think he's one of the most influential and admirable producers and artists in this generation, and I love how he builds such a world and soundscape and mood through his music. I think it's absolutely beautiful and really touches the strings of your heart. It feels like a dream. Like when you listen to it and you walk outside, you feel like, am I dreaming? Am I awake? It gives you this like you feel like I'm in cotton or something. It's super beautiful. Or underwater, it's something magic. This is Torch by Jucifer. My friend sent it to me. She made me a Doom playlist, which I really appreciated because sometimes when I'm outside, the world just seems too loud and I have social anxiety, so I get really stressed out from crowds sometimes. But when I have headphones or noise cancelling and I put up the volume from this Doom playlist, the noise just becomes so loud that the head becomes kinda empty. So I love it for that. This is What If I Jump From a Bridge by LIA. I wrote this song when I struggled with intrusive thoughts after I lost my pet bunny in a tragic accident. Bye bye， 再见！我很开心认识你们。It was so fun to talk to you. Bye bye and stay tuned for new music.
本期节目也接近尾声了，再见！我很开心认识你们，请继续关注我的音乐作品哦。